Okay, well, it is 3 o'clock Thursday, October 9th, and I will call this Lodging Tax Advisory Committee meeting to order. For the record, all members are present with the exception of Mr. Shin, and Mr. Carpenter is joining us online. I'll read our land acknowledgement. We, the city of Lacey, are on the ancestral land of the tribal people of Medicine Creek, including the Nisqually tribe, Indian tribe, and the Squaxin Island tribe. We acknowledge and remember those tribal people not recognized today who were absorbed or relocated into other tribes for survival. We recognize the ancestors and their descendants who are still here. We recognize and respect the tribal people Treaty of Medicine Creek as the traditional stewards of this land since time immemorial, and their role today in taking care of these lands in perpetuity. We recognize and have the responsibility to call attention to the histories of dispossession, forced removal, and abridged treaty rights that allowed our nation, state, and city to develop as they have today. We recommend that the community members read the Medicine Creek Treaty of 1854. And with that, can I get a motion to approve our agenda and the minutes from our last meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion about the agenda or the meetings from our last minute? Seeing none, all in favor of said motion, please say aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Seeing none, that motion passes unanimously. We have an agenda. First item on our agenda is public comments. It looks like nobody pre-registered to speak on Zoom, and there was no written public comment to be read into the record. Is there anyone in this room wishing to address this committee? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to our next agenda item, which is our 2026 lodging tax funding interviews. Looks like we have a schedule.
Yes, well, welcome everybody. Today we have our interviews as requested by this committee at our previous meeting. Right now, we have time from 3 to 3:15 for preparation. You will see in front of all of you a copy of today's schedule. There has been an adjustment. Our presentation for 3:45 to 4 o'clock to cancel due to unforeseen circumstances. So this applicant will provide their current presentation in alignment with the requirements of everyone else by the end of the day tomorrow for this committee to review and consideration. During that time, I recommend this committee just take a recess as we are unable to contact everyone and have the equal opportunity to reschedule. So other than that, you will see we have an additional recess scheduled from 4:30 to 4:45 to have a break in between all of our presentations. In front of you, there is a packet of abbreviated lodging tax funding applications. This includes the applications submitted by applicants who have been asked to give a presentation today, plus copies of the marketing materials that this committee has already received and reviewed. Are there any questions or discussion leading into presentations? Again, we will now have an adjusted number of 9 today.
Is our 3:15 here ready?
Yes, and we are anticipating that Andrew will be able to join the meeting at 4:30.
Okay.
So he will be here. If this committee would like, we can extend the opportunity to our early participant or anyone in the room to go early if you would like. We do have a timer set.
So if we take an early person, that'll run into the first person's time. So is Lacey Museum here?
Right behind you.
Right behind you.
Hi.
Hello.
You want to go ahead and get
I am
started?
ready.
Okay. You're on this side over here.
So we will have you
Podium.
up at the podium. I'll be able to share your presentation. On the screen, there is a remote. I know it says Sadie. You don't have to put the bottom one will transition forward. We do have a timer here on the table at the head that will give you your 7 minutes for your presentation if needed, and an additional 5 minutes for the committee to do questions and answers. So with that, I can pull up your presentation. One moment, please.
And before we get started, is Olympia Lacey Fan Zone here? Second one on the list.
Not at this.
Okay, no.
Chad, are you able to see this presentation okay remotely? Excellent. So that bottom arrow will transition your slides for you. If the committee is ready, I will go ahead and start the timer. No, go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Erin Quinn Velcho, and I am the museum curator for the Lacey Museum. I'll be giving today's presentation, and with me today is Jen Burbidge, Director of Parks, Culture, and Recreation. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share information about the Lacey Museum with you. We are so excited to be with you today. So the Lacey Museum is an important part of the city's system of facilities and events that create an atmosphere in our community that is ripe for tourism. When people choose a destination, even if their main purpose is for a single event, it is long-term attractions like the Lacey Museum that contribute to a total community package that encourage visitors to come and then return over and over. So as requested, we are going to share with you our organization's financial sustainability and updates on our activities. We're going to start out with financial sustainability. Obviously, we are a city-funded organization, and in addition, we want to highlight that we have shown a historic reduction in the reliance on LTAC funding. When we first started receiving LTAC funding, LTAC was 100% of the museum's budget. That was our only source of revenue. Now, since then, we have never asked for an increase, not once. And now lodging tax is only 10% of our operating budget. Now we turn to your request to learn more about our activities, including any changes or expansion. Well, the museum's new location on 6th Avenue is expected to bring in many more visitors than we were previously able to accommodate. The new location is in a highly visible area of the Lacey Midtown District and is very walkable from local businesses, South Center, and South Puget Sound Community College. And there's a bus stop right in front of our door, making this location very accessible to the public. My staff has worked tirelessly on revamping the museum and its exhibits into a modern and accessible informal learning space. We are including many new photos and artifacts that have never been seen before. There will also be a hands-on activity station for our younger visitors, where we will host programs like themed craft days. So we're excited to share, and this is the first time that we are announcing it publicly. Scheduled tours of the new space are going to be offered in December. Registration for those is going to begin next month. To build excitement about the museum and to help market Lacey as a community, we recently installed this mural on our windows at the facade of the museum site. It's right on 6th Avenue, and it's designed to be a fun photo opportunity for visitors. There's nothing else to promote Lacey like this in our whole city. We're also going to have merchandise with this image on it, like this postcard on the left that people will be able to purchase. Speaking of merchandise, I am also excited to share some of the unique items that my staff has designed. On this slide is an example of merchandise branded with exhibit graphics. The logo is from our exhibit about Lacey's resort era called Destination Lacey, when people traveled all over the region to Lacey to enjoy the lakes and natural beauty of Lacey. My staff did such a great job on this design, and I think it will be really popular with customers. Plus, it not only promotes the museum, but it promotes Lacey as a destination. I really do think that the merchandise that we're going to be offering is one of the most exciting things that we have to contribute toward the promotion of Lacey. As you can see on this slide, we are designing Lacey-specific merchandise, most with original designs created by my staff. These are not available anywhere else. I don't even think there's anywhere else in Lacey where you can buy Lacey branded items. People love these sweatshirts so much that we already have a wait list for them. We also have a slate of super fun programming and development. This last summer, we had 2 events, Lacey's Great Adventure Scavenger Hunt and Art Rocks, a community rock painting event. This slide shows images from our scavenger hunt. People had so much fun exploring Lacey and learning more about our community. They're already asking when the next one is going to be. We partnered with 2 local businesses on this event, Just Cuz and Fog and Fern. And we have so many ideas for how to partner with the businesses that we're now located near. The museum has also continued to host our popular History Talks programs. Once tonight, right after this, if you're interested. Excuse me. In our last season, 2024 to 2025, we had 577 participants in that program. But History Talks continue their reach long after the program itself has ended. These programs have almost 14,000 views on YouTube. This online presence can extend far beyond Lacey and encourage visitors to come to Lacey after a positive experience. That is all I have to share with you today. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity to share what is happening at the museum, and we'd be glad to take any questions. Bessie.
You had another scavenger hunt before this one, right? Because I participated in one. We had a lot of fun.
Not since I've been here.
So we did some during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Because we
Those
had
were
a,
self-done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
This
Yeah.
was this was different because it was hosted, like we had food and
Oh, yeah, I
it
know.
was moderated. It's not a self-done
Oh,
scavenger
okay.
hunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a competition and there were prizes and everything.
Oh.
yeah, Ruth, those other ones were when we had to move programming all outside. You'll probably recall that time.
Yeah.
And those were some of the fun ones
Okay.
in our parks. So
Yeah.
This one was museums.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for helping me remember.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So you're down from 100% to 10%.
Yes.
Congratulations. And so going forward, is that something that you guys are trying to get down even lower?
I expect it to continue to go lower because expenses continue to go up, and we have been very judicious about planning for when we would ask for more money, and we expected to do that when the new museum building happens.
And then your merchandising, have you are you expecting to make decent profit from the
Yeah,
merchandising?
the city's policy is that those are sold 50% over cost. So it'll vary depending on what, is going on. So it'll end up being about 40 to 60%. And books, you just can't sell for that rate. But yes, we will be making a good return on our investment for that.
Nice.
Is the merchandise new?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have sold merchandise before, but nothing like this. And it's just little bits of things. We're actually have a whole slate of things.
Chad, I see you have your hand raised. Do you have a question?
I do indeed. Thank you, Erin, for your presentation, and I'm sorry that I couldn't be there in person with you. Back to Malcolm's question regarding going from 100% down to 10%. Can you tell us how many years approximately that took? Because not all of us have been on the committee since
Sure.
since that happened.
Yeah, lodging tax started in 1981, and so did our first ask.
So from 80
So,
to now.
4 years.
Perfect. Congratulations, and thank you so much.
Too bad we couldn't receive any swag on this deal. I kind of like that bag. I kind of think my wife would like that bag. But I'll have to.
Probably wouldn't have been swag, but maybe some stickers.
Was that embroidered?
The bag?
Yeah. Couldn't tell if it was
no, I
embroidered or
think
screen
the
printed.
Bags were screen printed,
Look great.
but the
So
shorts
where-
are embroidered.
Where do you buy them now? Or,
You can't buy them yet,
oh,
not until, we've got some snags to work out with finance and everything before we can
okay.
sell them, but so we're hoping that it won't be too long after we get started.
You can be on the wait list.
Okay.
If you're interested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that design inspired by a specific place or is it
Which design?
on the bag?
The Destination Lacey one, it was inspired by our exhibit design. So that's kind of what our exhibit looks like, colors and fields and stuff.
But it's not like a specific lake or mountain,
Mm-mm.
no.
I mean,
Is the
probably
old,
supposed to be Mount Rainier, but
is the old location closed at this point?
it
And
is
during
closed
transition?
right now, while we're transitioning.
Okay.
But as soon as we get stuff moved over there and can serve the public with research, even if we're not fully moved in, we'll open.
And then what's your admission? Is there an admission fee?
It's free.
It's free admission. Okay.
Yep.
I think that's it. You guys came in underneath the 12-minute mark. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Any more questions remotely? Thank you.
Thank you.
So next is supposed to be the fan zone.
Is anybody here currently from the fan zone? So
And
at this time, the committee will take a recess until our 3:30 arrives.
and our 3:30 is fan, okay,
Yes.
hopefully. And then meet the beach. Do we have 15 minutes? We don't. So is
I mean, most of our meals have been installed.
So we are preparing for our 3:30 presentation by the Olympia Lacey Fan Zone. Committee member Chad has released himself from this presentation and will rejoin us after. And I know we have Jenny in the room, correct? We will have you go up to the podium. There is a remote up there. Perfect. It's slightly different. The back of the bottom button will transition your slides forward. You'll have 7 minutes for your presentation, which will be indicated on the timer if you finish early, and then there will be 5 minutes for questions from this committee. So
Sure, and when you say the bottom button, you mean what looks like a sunshine? or
no, the bottom arrow, Sarah.
Got it, okay, thank you.
So if everyone's ready, I can go ahead and start our 3:30.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Jenny Folia Jones with JFJ Strategies. I'm here representing the Thurston County Chamber of Commerce on the fan zone item. The Thurston County Chamber of Commerce was requested by local jurisdictions of Olympia, Lacey, Tumwater, and Thurston County to help organize the fan zone event. And so I'm here to present on that today. So a little bit, yeah, okay. So a little bit about the fan zone. As we may or may not know, the World Cup is taking place next summer in Seattle is hosting 6 of the matches. There was a local organizing committee that was formed by FIFA that is the Seattle FIFA World Cup Organizing Committee, and they have selected various spots around the state to host what's called fan zones. And these are places that will attract fans to be able to come to festival type event that will have, food trucks, large screens to be able to watch the matches together, music, entertainment. There will be cultural aspects that will be a part of it, food trucks, beer garden, etc. And definitely family friendly. And Olympia and Lacey was selected by that committee to be a location. And so they were requested to do that, and they did accept that request. And so that is why I'm here before you today. So that is a part of the fan zone experience that we will have during months of June and July of 2026. There will be dates that fan zone will be activated. It will not be activated for the entire month-long tournament, but for select dates. Those dates are still being determined by the steering committee. And another part of that is preparing local businesses for the influx of tourism that we expect to see because of the World Cup and because of the fan zone. And so while those fan zones will attract visitors into the area, they will also be, you will also see an influx of visitors because the World Cup is happening here. One item that we have been working on is an app that has been created that is connecting our visitors, locals alike, to visit local businesses. It's a walking tour app that will give people points when they go to certain locations. We have established a tour through Lacey, as well as a tour through Olympia, and some stops in Tumwater as well. And that app will launch in March and run through the duration of the tournament in July. And so we expect to see tourism starting in March for people to be playing that game. We do expect people to be coming from all over the state to play the game. The more fan zone locations that you play, the more points you get and the better your prizes are from the Seattle FIFA World Cup Committee. And so we do expect to see tourism coming in from that. So basically, Lacey will become a featured destination through both the app and through the fan zone activation for those months. And we expect this to drive overnight stays and visitor spending for sure into our area. I do anticipate we are the southernmost fan zone for the state of Washington, so we do have the ability to promote down to the border and then of course out to the coast. The next closest fan zones will be in Tacoma and in Bremerton to us. That doesn't mean that we can't promote throughout the entire state because of course we're trying to draw visitors from all over, but we will have overnight stays that we expect to be increasing. I know that Lacey hopefully will have some new hotels coming online by then as well. And so we anticipate that the hotels will be booked out during that time. Again, family-friendly event space will be the fan zone. This is going to be for local vendors featured. We will be bringing local business into those fan zones. The fan zones will physically be held, the activation site will physically be held in Olympia. However, we will be bringing in Lacey businesses into that fan zone as well. And then, of course, the app I already explained. This is an opportunity for us also to highlight Lacey businesses, parks, lodging, et cetera. We will be creating a dedicated website and social media that we will be highlighting all of the places for people to visit, stay, et cetera. Even if they're not a part of the actual tour on the app, we will still be highlighting all of Lacey's key stops and visits on the website as well. We are expecting, depending on the number of dates that we are open, we are expecting 5,000 to 10,000, possibly even more fan zone attendees. That is strictly for the actual activation of the event. That does not take into account how many visitors we could possibly anticipate for the app coming in through the several months leading up to the tournament. We do anticipate this being a regional draw for sure for the activation of the site, the app. I know that my family is already going to be going to Spokane and Bellingham to be playing their app. I anticipate people coming that far to come play our app as well. And then, of course, direct benefits, hotel stays, dining, local shopping, increased brand visibility. Because we're hoping to draw people from the north as well, we do anticipate that Lacey will be one of the first stops for people to make when they are coming into our county to be able to stop, eat, et cetera, especially because we'll be promoting those businesses. And this does support LTAC's mission to increase tourism and overnight stays. Ooh. That's it. Take your questions.
Expecting 5,000, 10,000 fans. Is that for the duration or per match, or how's that work?
We're estimating, depending on the games, the matches that we actually are activating for. It depends on who's probably playing as to who we expect to be seeing large crowds for. If it's a U.S. men's national team game, we definitely assume that we're going to be seeing 2,500, 4,000 people for that one activation. So that's where it's kind of we don't know exactly. The draw is taking place in December of who's playing where and what Seattle games are going to be, like who's going to be playing in Seattle. December 5th. So we won't know exactly what matches we're going to be open for. However, Seattle, FIFA has given us the approval to open for all of the U.S. men's national team games. One will be hosted in Seattle. We do know that. The other two they will have a guaranteed 3 matches in the first round. So we are approved to open for those 3 dates. I would anticipate that those 3 dates would be our largest draw just because of the fact that it is US playing. And so that's probably going to be the recommendation that we will open for a minimum of those 3. And then we'll see what other matches are in Seattle and potentially the final matches as well.
You know how many fan zones there will be in Washington?
There's a total of 9, including Seattle in Washington State. So they are Bellingham, Everett, Spokane, Yakima, Tri-Cities, Seattle, us. Am I missing Tacoma? And
Bremerton.
Did I say Bremerton? Bremerton.
Will there be a push like within the apps to go to these other fan
Yes,
zones?
that is part of the game. Is the more you want to play the tours within each fan zone will have a tour, and you want to play those tours to get more points to be able to up your level of
that's what you
swag that basically you can get. And they're also going to be opportunity for fans to win an experience with Seattle FIFA at some of those Seattle matches. So that'll be a huge draw.
So we don't know. Did I read someplace where you were looking at doing some things in Lacey?
The app is going to be what's really physically promoted in Lacey for that March through July window. And so we do have a tour that will go through kind of the Hunter Park up to the food court, truck depot. That there will be a walking tour that will hit businesses through there. And there will be, obviously, like I said, promotions on the website of Lacey businesses, hotels, etc. But the physical activation of those game matches, fan zones, will be taking place in Olympia.
With the board.
Yeah. Questions?
And so we won't know till December if the back games are close enough together that would make people want to stay overnight.
I definitely think that you're gonna see hotel stays just because the anticipated number of visitors into Washington State for the World Cup. They're estimating, I think, 700,000 individuals coming in for the Seattle matches over that month alone. I think that you're gonna see people probably staying even if they're coming to play the tour, because if they're coming from Spokane, et cetera, to play the app, they're probably gonna be staying here as well to do that. But we won't know exactly what those dates selected are. I can tell you that the 3 men's national team games, the US men's national team games are being played within the course of the 3-week span. They have like a week between each game. And I do know that the international travelers, they do expect them to spend an average of 9 days in Washington when they come in to watch those matches. So I anticipate with it being capital city right here that we will be drawing more visitors to the Olympia Lacey area because of the fact that we have the capital here. And people might be making that as part of their vacation, right, to come see our capital.
Are you guys partnering with like a local transportation?
Intercity Transit, we're already speaking with them. There is some funding that we are going after. The state has a lot of funding for transits to organizations to be able to increase shuttle routes, et cetera, to those fan zones. So I am working with them. They are going to be going after that funding to be able to help add more routes increase throughout our time. But yeah, we would be also, we also are going to be reaching out to local tribes as well to see if we can have some synergy with some of their shuttles, et cetera.
We have reached our time.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
At this time, as mentioned, we will take a recess as we had a cancellation for 3:45 to 4 o'clock, and we'll resume shortly before 4 for a presentation for Lacey Polyfest.
Yay.
Oh, hi.
Right on time.
I was waiting out there. I thought
Were
it was
you?
next door.
No,
Okay.
you're fine.
I can check.
That was good. Somebody went to look for you.
Thank you, Paul. So it is 4 o'clock. Currently, we have scheduled Lacey Polly. So Isaiah, you have the podium up there. There is 7 minutes for presentation and then 5 minutes for committee questions. Chatting us again remotely there. Is everybody ready? I can start the timer. Thank you.
All right, well, first I'd like to thank you, yes, for the opportunity on behalf of Lacey, obviously the Lacey Poly Fence, but for the Polynesian Association of Thurston County. So I don't have slides, I don't have PowerPoint, but I don't, because I want you guys to focus on me other than that. So I will talk to you about who we are, what our event is, how we run it, and what we do, how we do it, and of course, what we do with the LTAC funds that we receive from you guys. So again, I want to thank for the opportunity again to be a part of the LTAC program this year. So we are the Polynesian Association of Thurston County. So we're just a group of volunteers. We are veterans and our spouses who runs this program. Our annual event is a Lacey Poly Fest. We started this back in 2019, was our first one, and it got bigger every year. As our deputy mayor can attest, he's always there every year, giving open remarks, and I appreciate that. And, most likely we'll ask again for you or the mayor to be present this year or next year to do the same honor. So the Lacey Poly Fest is our culminating event. So last week I told a little bit about us. We're a bunch of veterans with our families. So we do fundraising every year or throughout the year to support the Lacey Poly Fest. Like I said, we're a nonprofit organization only because we receive monetary donations from certain folks and certain people, families, friends, and some businesses. But we're not a business, we're just a bunch of volunteers, as I mentioned. So the Lacey Poly Fest occurs every year, the last weekend in June. So it became an annual event and we like doing it. We're busy people. We are family members. We're all full-time employers, various places with families and church callings. But again, this is what we love to do. The Lacey Poly Fest is a free event to the public. And of course, it's no charge. And as the deputy mayor's been there every year, most of you guys probably been there. This festival here consists of, we have food vendors, craft vendors, information booths, and of course, a lineup for entertainment. So when we started this off in 2019, it was just one day. It was just on a Saturday. 2 years ago, we started doing 2 days, Saturday, Friday, and Sunday. And the purpose was received a lot of feedback. Not only was it a great event, but a lot of folks would like to see something on Friday night. Most people go on the dates Friday night, or maybe it's a family thing on Friday night. So we started 2 years ago. It's kind of do a little test bed, see how that works. But it was a keeper. We start off Friday night. So Friday night, we focus on what we call the Hola Hola Night. Those who familiar, Hola Hola Night is more where we bring local bands, groups, entertainers, just to serenade the attendees. At the same time, we have food vendors already set up. So Friday all morning is all set up. And then for Friday afternoon, it's 1700, 5 o'clock. That's when we start the evening program, which people buy their food, they shop at the crafts, they look at other things, and they get to see the program. So we start at 5, finish up about 9 o'clock or so forth. We culminate the night with fire dance. So that's Friday night. So that was, if you have not been there, you should be there next year. So that was the first year. Then last year it gotten bigger. So we're keeping a 2-day event, Friday and Saturday. So that's kind of an event. So we do fundraising. Our fundraising consists of anywhere from plate sales, volleyball tournaments, things of that nature. We also reach out to some of our friends and families for donation to help support us. We do flapjacks. Whatever we can do to help raise funds for this event. So that's kind of how we do it throughout the year. For the LTAC funds that we receive from the city, we use what I call big ticket items. So these are the big things that we need to run the festival. And these are the stage, the lights, your sound, the DJ, of course, yeah, since we have bathrooms in, so we also have the generators, and other things that we need to run the festival. So that's what we use the LTAC funds for. So other than that, so that's kind of, who we are, what the festival is, 2 days right now, and also how we do it, and of course what we do with the funds that we receive from the city. And I think you guys have your flyers on those big ticket items, the itemized list of what we use that money for. So I got 2 more minutes in there on the entertainment, but I'll open up for any questions if I miss anything.
5 minutes for questions and answers.
Okay. All right. So what are your questions?
Okay, my question was, is you're requesting the same amount of money that you have as a total budget?
So 13,000 is what we recommend. I think that's what I submit as a request. So that's cover all the, again, this is from last year's factor of prices. I don't know what 2026 prices will be, but also if you look at those prices, that's just for 1 day. So far, because we built a rapport with these folks, they're still, even though it's 2 days, but they're charging us for 1 day still. So that's one of my worries is economy goes south, beginning of the year, whatever the case may be, these guys now will probably raise the prices or they will charge us for 2 days rather than the 1 day as they use. Because like I said, we build a rapport with them, so they're able to go to the same folks. Yes, ma'am. No, say that's the rapport that we build with them. We go to them every year for their service, so we're able to rent it to us for 2 days for the price of 1 day. So the price I submitted for my big ticket items are for 1 day rent. Yes, sir.
Okay. So
I think you get, do you charge your vendors that come there, rent space?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So was that your question? Yes, ma'am. So for the food vendors and the craft, we charge them. And for the sole purpose, because the city had to charge us at the end of the event. So we charge them for for a small fee. So we'll be able to back at the end.
So you're not asking for your full budget. You're the budget that you put on paper is
that's for the 1 day.
For the 1 day. So if we were to look at your full budget, it wouldn't be 13.
But I didn't
higher than that.
Yes, sir. You're right. But I didn't want to be, because I didn't know what next year would look like. I was going up based on every year we use, it's kind of the same budget, whether we get it or not, the full amount or not. But like I said, so far, the vendors I'm renting from, they were able to help us out. They were able to charge us for 1 day for a 2 day service.
Okay. So if I appreciate your transparency and your honesty, I really, really do, because it sounds like your budget is much higher than 13.
Yes, ma'am. So just if I can throw some in there, and these are just the big ticket items. So we also do I think I was speaking with Nicole and about Nicole,
Sadie.
Oh, Sadie and Nicole, right? Deputy Mayor.
Assistant
Oh,
City Manager
Shannon. Yeah, so they'll kind of help me out, about like I said, so there are some other, ways that we can help out. But my concern is this: I don't want to be greedy and say, well, I think this is what's going to cost next year, because I don't have receipts to show for. That's the reason why I give my budget based on what we've been using every year. But like I said, my concern is hopefully that they will maintain, because I don't know what next year. I don't have a crystal ball to see what next year looks like. And hopefully that they will still have that good relationship with these vendors that will rent us for 2 days for the price of 1.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in terms of application,
Yes, sir.
your in-kind portion should be reflected in your budget. And I'm not saying that, that you have done the budget wrong, but it helps us see a bigger picture in that if your real budget is 30,000 and you're asking for 13, that makes a difference to this committee. Because it looks like you're asking for your entire budget, but the truth is it doesn't sound like you truly are asking for your entire budget, because some of your budget is in kind, some of it is in donation, some of it is in other areas. But from here, you're just trying to secure the big ticket items, but you have a whole nother list of expenses that you didn't put on here.
Yes, sir.
So your budget may be, I don't know, it's obviously more, we just don't know how much more. So one of the things that this committee tries to do is tries to determine how much of your budget you're asking for, right? And so on paper, it looks like you're asking for your full budget, but the truth is you're not. Okay.
Are at about time.
Oops, didn't mean to suck up all the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. For your presentation. Yeah, we're good.
I'll have slides next time.
No, don't worry about it.
Wow.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
I
It's
just need to fire dance.
for a few minutes in between. And then our next presentation is at 4:15. My understanding is our next presenters are here and all ready if you would like to start.
I'm happy to do that. I know. If you
So
want,
this-
or we can take a 5-minute break, whatever. What's for everybody?
Okay.
You might get benefit of a couple extra minutes.
Not fair.
Not fair.
We will start with the timer when you're ready, but yes, if you're ready to go a few minutes early, we can absolutely start your time now.
All right.
Let me get your presentation, so there should be a remote up there. The very bottom arrow is the one. So if this, everyone's ready, I can go ahead and start our time.
So, okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Anna, and I'm here to tell you about the Nisqually Reach Nature Center's application to the lodging tax funds. Oh,
Press the down
it's
arrow.
it's the other.
The other
other-
bottom arrow, sorry. Your bottom arrow.
That's all right. If you're not familiar with us, the Nisqually Reach Nature Center has been around for over 40 years. We are a nonprofit organization located at the Lure Beach Boat Launch, if you know where that is. So we're right on the Nisqually Estuary. And our mission is to educate about and to protect the Nisqually Estuary. So we have a few programs that we do that through. We have an environmental education program. So that looks like field trips and summer camps for kids. We have a community science program. So that is connecting members of the community with large scale research projects so that they can be involved in the conservation of the Puget Sound. And we have our visitor center, which is the tourism related facility that I'll be talking to you about today. So our visitor center has kind of 3 different things on offer that I want to walk you through. First, we have some really incredible wildlife viewing opportunities from our visitor center. You can see great blue herons, like I have pictured here, bald eagles, seals, salmon, river otters, and sometimes even orcas from our site. And something that sets us apart from other wildlife viewing opportunities in Lacey is that we are very accessible to those with limited mobility. So our building is about 30 feet from the parking lot. It's flat. We are proud to be ADA accessible. And you can watch the wildlife from the beach. You can watch from our building or from our observation deck. And so that's really a great opportunity for folks who aren't able to go on like a whole hike in order to see wildlife. We also have 3 open flow aquarium tanks. So that's represented by that middle picture there. In our aquarium tanks, we like to display the life in the Nisqually Estuary. There's a really amazing diversity of life right here in Lacey's backyard. So that could include things like I have pictured there, that's called an opalescent nudibranch or a sea slug. We also have things like sea stars, a variety of fish, and even a giant fish-eating anemone, so it's like this big. And those are a great opportunity to educate folks about the life in the Nisqually Estuary. I also think we are the only aquarium, only public-facing aquarium in Lacey. Finally, we like to use our visitor center as an event space. So you can rent us out for events, but we also hold our own events. So that's a picture from a recent yoga class that we held. If you like the idea of doing yoga right on the estuary, we do a sunset class. That's pretty cool. We also host board game nights. We just did a Halloween themed board game night last weekend and various art workshops. So we like to make our space available for community gatherings. We have a few different proposed activities in our application this year. Up first is our marketing plans, and we'd like to further develop and implement this. We would like to do some signage off I-5, both north and southbound on our exit, so that people know we're here and we can get more tourists off the highway into Lacey. We'd also like to do a targeted social media campaign for tourists from more than 50 miles away, highlighting the awesome ecotourism opportunities here in Lacey. So Lacey's beaches and other ecotourism things like the Billy Frank Jr. Nisqually National Wildlife Refuge, like Colmy State Park, like our beach. This is just a sample of what our Instagram posts can look like. And we do see really good engagement on our Instagram. Our average posts get over 1,000 views per post. Finally, we'd like to do some new print materials. I made a really quick mock-up over there just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. But once people get into our visitor center, we'd love to tell them where to go next in Lacey. So I threw a few of my favorites up on there, but I would love to collaborate with this committee to determine which other hotels and attractions and businesses we should be directing people to from our visitor center. Our next proposed activity are some aquarium and interpretive improvements. I mentioned that we have those 3 open flow aquarium tanks in our building. When I say open flow, that means we're actually pumping water directly from the Puget Sound into our tanks. And those tanks are now over 25 years old, and that is a homemade system. And so after 25 years of pumping water into our building, as you can imagine, there is some maintenance and infrastructure improvements we need to do for those tanks, so that we can continue to be a tourist attraction for the next 25 years and continue to have aquarium tanks. On top of that, I would love to do some interpretive improvements. When I say interpretation, that is essentially the practice of showing people what is important or special or significant about what they're seeing. So we're located here on the Nisqually Estuary. We've got these aquarium tanks. One example of interpretation could look like the example I have up there, which is like a what's in the tank or like an I Spy themed sign for our tanks, so that kids and adults can then connect what they're seeing to the ecology of the estuary or to the Puget Sound. There are also other things we could do, like, as you all know, I'm sure, the Nisqually Estuary is incredibly vital for salmon. And we could have an interpretive sign that lets people know that, you know, there's so much life going on beneath the surface there. We could also do signage to acknowledge the cultural and historic significance of the Nisqually Estuary to our local tribes. So the sky is the limit as far as what we could be doing with interpretation in our space. And the benefit for that for tourism is as we bring people in, and they'll still stay longer if they have more to read and more to interact with in our space. And it's my hope that in conjunction with the other cool ecotourism things that people can do here, if they're staying longer, we're going to start turning those day trips into overnight stays as they need longer to complete each activity. Finally, last but not least, I am proposing that we start tracking tourist impact, because that's not something we currently do. So we do track the number of visitors who come into our center, but we don't track where they're coming from. And it's very difficult to improve what you can't measure. So I am proposing that almost immediately we'll start measuring our tourist impacts so that we can understand next year when I come do this presentation for you again, the impact of those aquarium interpretive and marketing improvements on tourism to Lacey. So I'll wrap it up there. Thank you very much.
Questions? from
Q&A.
this committee?
Yeah, do you work with, is it Olympia or
experience.
VCB?
Yeah,
Yeah.
beyond.
I call it, yeah, I call it
VCB.
VCB. Yeah. That's Dave Junior, so.
I believe we're registered with them, so we have like a landing page on their site, but we don't have a lot of current collaboration going on. We'd love to talk more about that though.
Not yet.
Okay.
Questions remotely or passively?
Thank you for your presentation.
Yeah,
Is this
thank
a- oh,
you
sorry.
very much.
Oh, no,
Is this open only on the weekends?
Oh, yes, thank you. I meant to say, so we are open from 12 to 4 on Saturdays and Sundays, and we are free and open to the public. During the week, we close to do our education programming. We're busy, but we're not open to the public, so we do field trips and summer camps.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And at this time, we have a recess and we will return at 4:30, 4:45. Gosh, schedule reading hard. 4 hours.
Thursday afternoon.
Yes.
Got one Now I have my own espresso machine at home. I'm
We
good.
have about 2 minutes until our next presentation. We have Chad going to join, and then I see Andrew has joined us. So for the remainder of today's presentations, we have Experience Olympia Beyond, Lacey Holiday Market, and then the Holiday Market, South Sound Barbecue Festival, and the Lacey Chamber Visitor Center call from the Lacey South Sound Chamber. So, Experience Olympia and Beyond, if you are ready, I have your presentation pulled up. There is a remote up there. It's the bottom arrow. Chad, are you able to see and hear us okay? Excellent. Well, if you are ready, I will get our timer going.
That's good. Thank you. Hello. I'm Emily Brooks, Director of Marketing and Community Engagement, Experience Olympia and Beyond. This is Kelly Campbell, the VP of Finance and Administration. You will hear from us both today. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share the important work that we're doing. As the official destination marketing organization for Thurston County, we promote tourism-facing businesses and attractions across all municipalities, including Lacey and the UGA. We collaborate closely with local hotels, restaurants, museums, the regional athletic complex, and more to represent and support the full spectrum of Lacey's visitor economy. Currently, there are 4 dedicated staff members who have decades of destination marketing experience, including some of us, 2 right here, who are Thurston County natives. All of us are committed and loyal to this organization. We care deeply about all 9 of the communities that make up Thurston County, with the goal to individually showcase the uniqueness of each one of them. We are asking for $110,000 to support our work that runs continuously 365 days a year, promoting Lacey to those visitors 50+ miles away and most likely to stay the night. This slide up here provides a snapshot of Experience Olympia Beyond financial sustainability. The work we do is funded by visitors. The tourism promotion area funds represent 62% of our budget, generated via $2 per night hotel room assessment. Lodging tax is 24% of our budget, and it is fully funded. If we're fully funded today, Lacey's estimated percentage is 7.7%. Again, both the assessment and the tax are paid entirely by visitors, just distributed differently. State statute provides the framework for these funds to support tourism in a variety of ways and intends to ensure the funds are spent promoting visitation and in turn regenerating lodging taxes for future years. This is self-sustaining. It keeps the cycle of new and repeat visitors exploring our community, spending their money at each point of their stay, and creating measurable economic impact for businesses in Lacey and Thurston County. The TPA, the assessment, is collected at the hotel, reported to the Department of Revenue, and ultimately transferred to our fiduciary agent, Thurston County. Lodging tax, as you know, is reported to the Department of Revenue by the property collecting the tax, and then transferred to the cities for distribution to tourism-specific drivers. We are committed to using these funds explicitly for identifying, communicating with, and attracting visitors from 50+ miles away with the goal of filling Lacey hotels. Our work regenerates the lodging taxes we are awarded. Lodging tax funds we receive are never spent targeting customers already in market that are not replenishing lodging taxes. In addition, we also generate private funds, which creates a combined budget of just over $1.4 million. From 2019 to 2025, our budget has been a constant at about $1.3 or $1.4 million, and we have remained steady in our ask for Lacey's LTAC funds. Despite rising costs and daily operations, the exorbitant costs of research platforms, high costs of advertising, and more, historically speaking, our work from Lacey has been stable, and we thank you. By comparison, the research tools that we have employed in recent years have vastly improved, enabling us to target specific audiences, but with substantial increased costs now totaling over $80,000 annually. We require full funding for 2026 to sustain these contracts, and tremendous detailed results we have come to rely on and share with Economic Development Council and our fellow Lacey LTAC applicants. Thank you. There's Emily. Our efforts to attract visitors to Lacey are guided by comprehensive, data-driven strategies rooted in industry best practices and always 50+ miles away. One of the most effective tools in our marketing toolbox is digital programmatic advertising, which is that Discover Summer in Thurston County picture you see up there.
This is highly targeted advertising, meaning we're not casting a wide net. We're reaching people who are actively looking to travel and are most likely to visit Lacey. We can also see when they visit our website from an advertisement and target them again, trying to convince them even more. While we can't break it up by jurisdiction, the return on investment here is extraordinary. For every $1 spent on digital programmatic, $238 is seen in visitor spending in Thurston County. This method of advertising continues to increase in cost as website and platforms are constantly updating and refining their methods. Our visitor guide has a print distribution of 60,000. It's also available online. It's a very tangible resource people pick up, keep, and use when planning their trips. There's also the Lacey Community Guide that we produce, which is expanded content from the visitor guide, showcasing more businesses, attractions, and things to do. There's also the Lacey domain, experiencelacey.com, which is optimized for SEO, search engine optimization, and constantly updated with content, ensuring that when someone Googles things to do in Lacey, they find us right away. This website also plays a huge role in search changes. They change almost daily with AI overviews, ChatGPT. Our website remains an authoritative resource that is constantly being used in LLMs, which are large language models. Our website has over 400,000 unique visitors annually. Here are some additional marketing tactics and use of our LTAC funds. We make sure that Lacey's story is being told across multiple social media channels. Our newsletter reaches thousands of subscribers who have already shown interest in visiting our region, as they have to opt into that newsletter. We run both print and digital ads in targeted direct market outlets. We also invest in high quality photos and videos, showcase our destination, which the City of Lacey staff has access to use as well. For public relations, we pitch stories to gain earned coverage that money can't buy. This coverage is based on relationships with journalists and media outlets that we've developed and nurtured for years. We're also research driven, constantly track traveler sentiment, measure impact, and refine our strategies based on the data we have. And our sports commission actively recruits new tournaments and events to bring to our region, and we support those returning that know put true heads in beds and have economic impact. When visitor volume increases as a result of our efforts, whether through targeted advertising or event-driven travel, the city benefits through increased lodging and sales tax collections. Continued investment in these proven strategies ensures Lacey remains competitive, visible, and top of mind for travelers, especially as nearby destinations vie for attention and economic benefit. Unlike most LTAC events that take place over 1 or 2 days, our work happens 365 days a year, continuously inspiring travel, strengthening our destination's visibility, and supporting long-term tourism growth. Our marketing efforts and visitation impact results uniquely qualify our organization for full funding. Please consider this, and thank you so much. I'm always on time. That was 2 seconds over there.
5 minutes for questions.
Yeah, can you give us the status of experience Olympia and beyond as of today, and what, I mean, how are you functioning? I know you don't have an exact.
We're fully functioning.
Okay.
Yes. All of the work is still being done. We're still open, doing all of the things.
And so you don't have a sports commissioner or a guy that is dedicated to sports?
I'm running it. I've been running it.
Oh, you have been.
Yeah, I think last year I did.
Okay.
After Jeff.
Yeah.
I was just about to get to that too. Jeff used to, kind of email the hotels in the area saying, "Hey, this is an event that's going to happen. We need you to do an RFP on this." And it was pretty good, be like, "Hey, we need this many rooms," and just kind of kept on top of things. I haven't received an email like that since Jeff left, actually. So I was wondering, is there a new system that you're implementing here where like we have to log one somewhere?
I sent them out last year to you. During this time, we'll keep the focus on lodging tax intended activities in use. Any questions I think can be directed to WCB afterwards about specific relations, but if there are questions regarding their application or use of funding as it pertains to lodging tax, I think this would be the best time to focus on that scope. Remotely, do we have any questions?
So of your 1.4 budget, are you guys using the entire 1.4? Is there any retained year over year overlap?
Generally, no. At times there has been, like we've received some grants during COVID that we were able to retain, but otherwise, and we put into reserves, but they're all for future funds. Otherwise, we have to use all the money every year.
Is that by statute?
We try to use all of it, but if we haven't spent all of the TPA funds by February of the next year, it has to be expensed.
One other thing that I will add to that is the state of Washington tourism budget got cut tremendously, which we rely on because they're part of the grants that Kelly was talking about. So there are no more grants this coming year and no more support from the state of Washington tourism. The budget was cut by 2/3 for the next.
And they're all reimbursable, just like LTAC. So we have to spend the money in that calendar year.
Is that for the TPA dollars as well? The $2? Yeah. So.
I guess there are questions about maybe the financial sustainability of this organization's ability to provide the activities listed in their application. I think that would be appropriate, but specific budget related questions do not impact lodging tax services.
What can we ask?
Questions pertaining to financial sustainability in regards to activities that this organization has indicated they will provide in their application would certainly be appropriate. Again, trying to help make the best funding decision related to activities that are in the scope of lodging tax and were provided and listed in the application.
What would be considered an unpaid overnight? Is like staying with a friend? Okay.
Yeah, they're still considered a visitor, but we do not track them to a hotel.
Gotcha. 8 overnights at 10,000. Out of state visitors at 31,000. Over 50 at 55. Chad, do you have anything? Oh, Chad's good. Everybody else okay?
Yep. No, thank you, Kelly and Emily, for the presentation. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Me too.
Our next presentation is at 5 o'clock for State Holiday Market. Are you prepared for this week? So we are already here.
Was it holiday market and then we go into the.
You are here for the Lacey holiday, your holiday market. And then they have a chamber holiday market. I know, a little confusing, so.
So is it just that one?
Yes, just that one for you.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
but if you were ready, we.
Yeah, yeah.
Presentation.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have, hello, everyone. So I don't have a presentation. I figure I'm just gonna go over some numbers that we're seeing from last year. So just to be clear, no Lacey Night Market today.
No, the
Okay.
committee's just requested information about specifically the holiday.
Okay, cool. So, hi, everyone. I'm Jason. So for those that don't know me, I'm the owner and organizer for Sway Night Market events. And we are an event production company that's based here in Lacey. And the project we have, Lacey Holiday Market, is in contract with the city of Lacey. It's hosted at the Lacey Community Center for during the holiday season. And really quickly, the total attendance that we saw last year was approximately 3,500. It's an event that we think has a high potential of growing into something that could potentially be a holiday tradition here in the city of Lacey. And we are seeking 12, I believe it was 12 allowed the request to host the event. So the event itself includes an indoor portion, outdoor portion, both, and utilizing the Lacey Community Center space to maximize the revenue. So the atmosphere that we strive for is to have a vibrant experience and has all the holiday spirits, and we look to add more things that are more pushing the boundary a little bit. We're looking at getting some reindeers. We want to get photos with Santas and just all the things that is a little bit extreme, and that's how we've always liked to carry our events, make it a party that's fun for the entire community, all ages. Adults and kids can enjoy themselves as well. The reason we asked for the increase since last year is because our entire budget has increased tremendously. We've partnered with staff, we've added longer hours, we've added more features, and we're looking to book more local artists, local performers, and increase the amount spent on marketing to the events. And some of the things that we're actively working on is to have more discussions with all hotels in Thurston County, but specifically here in Lacey, to have a partnership where we could help generate the overnight stays and drive more traffic to the hotels directly from our website and our social media platforms. Since last year, since our first year partnership with the City of Lacey to host this event, we've grew our audience significantly. All local, or all the majority of the audience are all local and organic followings. And we receive a lot of great feedbacks about having more of this city events moving forward. So it's something that we believe will continue to thrive. We've only had the one season last year. Again, we saw great numbers, and this year we'll have another one, and we fully anticipate to double the numbers of attendance, total sales, and generate more exposure for the surrounding businesses, just like last year. And similar to the Lacey Night Market, the number has quadrupled in many different categories. The main focus for us is definitely on the social marketing component. It's last year for this event specifically, we've generated just under 200,000 in reach, and for our projections and the numbers that we're seeing for the Lacey Night Market, we're expecting that number to be in the million with the views. So content is, we believe that's the way moving forward, and that's the area that we fully anticipate to add more dollar amounts into showcasing the events here in Lacey. So I believe that's the gist of it. Okay. And I'm happy to answer some questions.
5 minutes for questions.
You said city contract. Are you under city contract for this event?
For the Lacey Holiday Market, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I was reading here that you said that you can operate fully without funding from the Lacey LTAC.
Correct.
Right, so this would just help you improve
100%
and just buy more things to make the event bigger. It's essentially what you're asking for.
Yes, sir. So we can't sustain without the support of the LTAC. My view is that we have an opportunity to create something that's could be for the long term much more sustainable, make it sustainable, and include more community members. So musicians, DJs, artists, performers, vendors are all local, and we want to keep it that way. And then to add more component that draws folks from out of town. Across all of our events this year, we've done really well in bringing people from outside region, from Salem, Oregon, all the way up to Bellingham. We've had success bringing people here, and I think having events like this will continue to increase those numbers.
Was they here specifically for your events?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, vendor overnight stays. Some of the hotels that we're in discussion with currently, the ones that have finalized a partnership is we offer a discounted code for them to utilize to plan ahead, and they have the opportunity to bundle that into something else here within the city.
I believe Chad, you had your hand raised for a question.
Yes, sir.
I did. Thank you. And thank you, Jason. If I read correctly, you had 500 overnight stays in the area, which I guess is a guesstimation for you. Do you have any current hotels in Lacey that you are currently partnering with? And if so, what are those?
So that number should have been for the Lacey night market.
Okay.
But sorry, what was the second part of the question again?
If you have I'm just kind of curious. I'm trying to get a gauge to how many visitors would be for the holiday market. And if you are working with a host hotel, which one or which ones in Lacey?
Yes, we met with it was Susanna with the Candlewood Suites.
That's me. Yeah. Well, I'm not Susanna.
Okay, I was like, so we met with Candlewood Suites. We've met with Holiday Inn. We've met with there's another one. I know Hampton Inn is more Olympia, but those are all hotels that we're in active discussion to create something that just help generate more and encourage more overnight stays. I think there's a lot of really awesome things about Thurston County and Lacey specifically, and just needs a little bit more marketing promotions to help highlight that. And so social media being our main preferred method of promotions, I think that has really helped change some things.
Excellent. Thank you.
Sorry. Are you working with two separate budgets for the two events?
For the night market and yes.
Jason, I think to maybe the question that was asked about paid overnight stays, you'd mentioned that I think the 500 was related to the night market.
To the night market,
Is there an estimate that you could provide this body on this?
Yeah, I believe that number was between 30 to 50.
Any other questions from this committee? Okay, see none. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys being here.
Yes, thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
We are ahead of schedule. Representatives from the Lacey Assessment Center are here. Are you prepared to go? Remember you guys? Excellent.
I think we are.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just for awareness, we have the chamber here for 3 different applications. So we will go through one application at a time, one presentation, one time set, and move on to the other, just for recognition. So the first one that we have is the holiday market. I know. I have to follow that.
How does this work? It's up arrow I need to?
Yes, so there is, it's the bottom arrow.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, start your first presentation.
I'm Shelley Nicholson. I am on the board for the Lacey South Sound Chamber, but I'm also the co-chair for this event. We just started working on it because the person was supposed to do it isn't. So just know we have a lot of bigger plans for 2026 than we do for 2025 right now. So it is the first holiday market of the season. What we would like to be is have it become a staycation, a girls' weekend where you stay in a hotel, you kick off your holiday spending, you go stay in a hotel, you go out to eat, you go to the market, then you go out to dinner, you go to some of the local businesses, and really put your revenue into our community. That is our goal, is not just to benefit us, the chamber, but to benefit the whole community at large. One thing that we are really proud of is our partnership with North Thurston Public Schools and North Thurston High School. They actually trade the venue with us for some students. They have some booths there from their career and technical programs, so they're able to sell items there. This year, we are adding what I call the Jingle and Mingle Passport. So it's something fun where the people, it's a great way for us to collect the data, which is the zip codes and the information of how many people they have in their party. So when they come through the door, they get this passport, they get little stamps on their passport as they stop at all the different vendor booths. We collect the data, they get in a drawing for a raffle prize. So it's beneficial for them to fill it, but it's also beneficial for us to get the data so we get back to lodging tax with true data. We're going to give away free cocoa to all the attendees. We want it to be free. I think a lot of times I've gone to holiday markets, we have to pay to go in, and I just want it to be something that the community, everybody can go in, so they don't have to have a big budget in mind. I think it's special to go to holiday markets with friends and family. We will have live entertainment, and one other special thing is that we have a raffle going on at the market, and that the proceeds from that raffle go to the Kidweiler Dolan Scholarship Foundation, so it pays for scholarships for students in our area. So I think that makes it a little fun and special. For every dollar that people spend in our community, they say that 68 cents stays here. So our hope is that we can get a lot of spending going. So far, the people that have signed up actually are about 50% of them are actually coming from north or further from Seattle to be vendors at our event. So we will be reaching out to some hotels probably on Monday to get some contracts going, some promo codes going for them, because it's nice when you do an all-day event to be able to either get there the day before or stay the night, so it's not so hard on you. The LTAC dollars, we can do this event without LTAC dollars. But what the LTAC dollars does for us is it gives us marketing dollars to spend on boosting social media posts, banners, signage, the Jingle Mingle passports, cocoa, some staffing, and rentals that we have for the event. But it is sustainable, and I think that's important to know. My personal goal would be that we would only need LTAC for another year or two to really have money just sitting aside for marketing. That's it. Unless you have questions, which I know Ruth will have a question for me.
Yeah, I do. But I don't know if I can ask it.
Yes.
So you're asking for $7,500. Your whole total budget is 10,000. Is that accurate?
Honestly, yeah, it's a clear number, but the thing is, I honestly estimate you aren't going to give us fully fund us. So I kind of boosted it up a little bit, expecting you to knock it down a little bit. So I'm kind of playing the long game when I do our applications in hopes. I know, but I know because I'm on an LTAC committee. And so we often look at them and go, okay, we're going to cut it by this amount. So I was like, well, it's better to ask and be told we can't have as much than to not have anything. I just think it really helps us in getting the marketing out there. And one of the great things I just found out today is actually North Thurston Public Schools, their technical program is actually when the kids are going to be printing our banners for the event this year.
Yeah.
So we're able to spend those dollars doing more social media and more other things to be able to really stretch our dollars this year.
Yeah, they're very economical.
We
in their
love
budget. I mean,
Brad Hooper and I are partners on this event. So
yeah.
I have a great co-chair.
Yeah, and are they donating the space?
They're donating the
to-
space, the tables, the chairs. They're amazing.
Yeah.
We love North Thurston schools.
Yeah.
My son went to North Thurston school, so it's special to me.
Yeah, no, they print banners. We bought banners from them before.
That's awesome.
T-shirts even.
And we're going to be getting some signs this year. I know some of the questions people had last year was about not knowing where to go. And so we are going to get some signs with arrows So people, even once they get to North Thurston High School, they know where the door is, the commons, where to go in. We're gonna have arrows directing people that way the day of the event. Because and we're getting them like arrows, but not a whole bunch of signage that goes with it. So where's this going? But we're also gonna be able to use it for our other events. So it's stretching $100. So
And how long have you been doing this event?
personally, they changed the name. So it kind of is confusing. I believe it's the 4th or 5th year. And I'm saying that because I wasn't there. But this is the 2nd year as the holiday market. Before it was Winter Festival, I believe.
Right.
And so last year we kind of had a fall theme. We got a lot of people saying we want it to be more holiday-like. So we changed the logo up to Christmas jazz, some snowflakes, so it doesn't exclude anybody.
And you'll be having it at North Thurston Public High School. Is that lower cost for you?
It's zero cost.
It's zero cost for you.
You don't charge us anything to have in
They're
here.
donating the locations.
Okay.
They
Whereas
give us the free tables, the free chairs.
at the community center, there was a bigger cost.
It's more expensive than
Yeah.
the community center. But the community center, honestly, I'm gonna give a shout out to the city. They do amazing prices for nonprofits. So if any of you are nonprofits and need to rent a space, the community center is amazing. And Justin is amazing.
So it's the first time this event's being taking place?
No,
No, it's not.
no.
Because it's
It's
about
the
something
second
else.
year as the holiday market.
The
Before
holiday.
it was the Winter Fest.
They were.
Winterfest, that sounds more
West
familiar.
Water, or whatever that hotel was in Olympia the first year.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know that they've moved it around, but I think we're gonna be staying where we're at. Brad is our vice president of the chamber and be coming out soon. And so he's all in on it, staying at the schools. And we're very excited to have like the student store open so the kids can make some money. The kids are gonna have some booths there. I just think it's a great way to partner. I think it's always good when you can partner with someone else.
Okay. So year over year so far, you've seen the event get bigger though.
It has gotten bigger.
How much would you say?
I believe they had like a little over 1,000 attendees last year. So we're hoping to have to double that this year. We're doing some really strategic marketing because the kids are involved. They're letting us put banners up at some of the schools like we did for the barbecue festival this year. We're in really good locations. I think that drove a lot of attendance from locals here. We do want outside people, but to be honest, we know that I would prefer a staycation than a vacation because I want money to come to the hotels. And I think with a holiday market, that's a way to do it.
Just about at time. So our next presentation is for the Southside Barbecue Festival, also hosted by Elizabeth Southside.
I didn't think I used my screen. My screen's all that I forgot about it.
You're fine. Good job.
I just.
Everyone's ready to begin.
I just want you to look at that picture. That is one of my favorite pictures of the event because it just shows the vast amount of people that are there. It is amazing. It's so much fun. I'll be honest with you though. I don't like going in front like that unless I'm running the event, which is good because I run this event. So this event is very special to me. It's actually started 16 years ago, but it's the 14th annual event because we lost 2 years because of COVID. This event started with Al Emroth, who has created quite a few events in Lacey. The Capital Food and Wine Festival brought some bands in this event and took my husband and I under his wing 13 years ago, and we chaired the festival for about 5 years. We took a break for a few years, and then Amber Young from the chamber called us and said, we need you to come back and run this festival. We know you can get it back up and going. And I feel like last year, a lot of people were coming up. Something was different about the festival this year. It felt different. There was a good vibe, and it's because we put our heart and soul into it. Like if you knew how many hours I spent working on this event, you would be shocked. But the one element that I felt like that was missing, well, I'm skipping ahead. Let me tell you some of the new things for this year. we're gonna have a Friday night kickoff event, which we've never had a Friday night part of it. We have people every year complaining there are no tastes. They want to not just get a platter of food, they want to be able to get tastes of food. So we're going to work with our food vendors and we're going to do happy hour time taste because we've noticed every year around 3 to 4 o'clock, it kind of slows down and we're open till 7. So we thought, well, let's just do this taste opportunity and it gives people who maybe don't want to spend as much money on a plate of food or want to try multiple food vendors a great opportunity. And then we're also going to be partnering with hotels. I don't believe the chamber has done that in the past, and it needs to happen. Some of my favorite things that are coming back this year are our mechanical bowl. That line was packed all day last year. The kids' activities area, live music and entertainment, and the chicken wing eating contest, which is honestly, we had a hard time getting kids to sign up, but the adults were fighting for it. I think we may have 2 categories next year for adults because it was so popular with them. With the Friday night kickoff event, this is my baby. I went rogue on it. I didn't even get anybody's permission. I just decided we're doing it and everybody's just going along with me. But my whole theory is this, is I would love to have somebody stay in a hotel that's walking distance from Hunter Park where the venue is and walk over, have beers in the beer garden Friday night, play our games, we're gonna do some trivia and different fun games that are lively for 21 or over people. We'll have like 1 or 2 food vendors there because the focus isn't the food on Friday, the focus is fun. We will be partnering with a hotel. What we would like to do, and we need to figure out the best way to do this, is have a special gift that only people who stay at one of our local hotels get. It will either be something that the hotel decides they want to put in the room or something that when they show up and show us their room key, they get something. We really want to be able to show that we can get those heads in beds. We have a lot of people attend this event. We want to show that we're not just having just the community, we're having more than the community. So staycations and vacations are going to be our focus, and we're going to start marketing a lot earlier this year. It's going to be so fun. I'm so excited about the Friday night event. I already have games in my head. So hopefully if you have ideas for things, please let me know because I'm always willing to take suggestions. Vendors, we had 16 to 18 food vendors. There's no room for more. So people always ask us, why can't you have more food vendors? We cannot. We literally are maxed out because a lot of them need power and there's only so much power in the park. So we have 30 business vendors, but we also had a kids activity area where nonprofits paid a lower price to be involved and they each had a kids activity. So something free for the community. We had a vendor that was a nonprofit also provide a bounce house for us, but then we also rented an obstacle bouncer for the children to have something to do. We had the mechanical bull. We had live bands. We had Zumba in the park to start the day, chicken wing eating contest. We're going to try to come up with some new things. We had our favorite dairy farmer come back and actually see the chicken wing eating contest, which was really fun. People were so excited to see him because he's kind of been hiding, writing his books. We hope for 22,000 people for the 2-day event for 2026. We plan to increase our marketing in the Seattle, Portland areas because we found from geofencing that that is where our most out of the area people came from. So we're going to really focus on that area. That's about it, unless you have questions for me.
No, mine was just another budgeting thing.
It's the same answer.
Yeah, yeah.
I was playing a long game.
Yeah.
Chad, I see you have your hand raised.
I do. So thank you, Shelley, for your presentation. For your paid overnight stays, could you tell us a little bit more about the hotels that you partner with? And if there's a lead hotel that you have been working with?
So we have not worked with a hotel in the past. But this year, I'm personally taking that challenge on. I chaired the event. Last year was just getting the event back going the way it's supposed to. This year, we actually have an amazing committee. And so I feel comfortable passing some of the things I did off this year to other people. And so I can focus on the hotels. I want to make sure that I focus on that walking distance. So I'm literally going to pick like a, 3/4 of a mile now. Because I know personally when I've been drinking, I'm willing to walk a little further than if I'm sober. So I'm hoping other people feel the same way. We travel a lot, my husband and I, and so I know I'm willing to walk further when there's cocktails involved. So I do plan to do that, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm really excited about giving people a prize for staying at those hotels too, because I think anytime I can win something, it could be a chapstick. If I can win it, I will go all out to win that prize. And I think other people are the same thing.
Noted. Thank you so much.
So about when do you think you'd be reaching out to the hotels?
I would say in November after we get over the holiday market. Not long.
Yeah, 22,000 is a lot of people, and I've been to your event multiple times. I've tasted and tested food, and man, some really good stuff. And is it still going to be the like picking the number one barbecue place?
Backyard Joe's or something.
Oh, you're talking about the amateur barbecue competition they used to do? So actually, this is an area my husband's working on. He's actually a certified barbecue judge. So I let him take this area on. They actually had a sanctioned event years ago, and it did not go well. They littered a lot and aren't really great to the community, people that came from the sanctioned barbecue. So what we are doing is we're going to be working with a different person that does kind of, but basically an amateur barbecue competition, but it's not something that they're going to do taste of. It's just something to bring people in. If we stay the night, they're going to cook all night. But I don't want to tell you details that aren't truthful. It's literally just starting it.
Yeah.
But we want to bring that aspect back to the event because that was really fun. We used to have the backyard Joe competition. And are you wanting to judge? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was a lot of food going on. It was went home really heavy.
The trick for judging barbecue is bringing a cooler. You only taking one bite of each thing and saving it for later.
Learn that.
I did that.
Learn that.
I benefit from my husband judging. He brings something.
So there's a lot of vendors, and do they do okay in terms of their numbers?
Great. Yeah.
Those are all local businesses, right?
No, some of them aren't local, but many of them are.
Okay.
And it's really fun to see businesses that you wouldn't think of that would necessarily be there, but like pharmacy. But they're like, we need people to know that we're out here in the community. And so sometimes it's not so much about sales for them as it's about just being involved in the community. So I'd say, I think we had 28 of our vendors last year were selling an actual item.
Okay.
And so, because we pay the city, I think it's $50 per vendor that's actually selling things at the event. So I track it very much.
Yeah, I noticed the streets are packed.
They were.
Park is packed.
And it was really cool. I got to talk to a family that was there visiting from Montana, and they're like, we've never been to this before. We're coming back next year at the 3rd of July fireworks. They told people about it who had never been in the area. And they came and I saw them and I'm like, hey, it's the 3rd of July. So this area is growing so much. It's good to see new people learning about this event because I really do think for a lot of people it is a tradition.
And then on the Friday night part, is there going to be live music for that, or is it just
Yes, I'm hoping so. I actually already know who I want, and he's amazing, and he will bring his sound and his guitar. And it's just, but I have to make sure he's available, and it wouldn't commit to 2026 yet.
Yeah.
It's 15 seconds.
Is there any other questions from the committee? Seeing none, you want to move on to your next one?
So our main presentation is the Lacey South Sound Chamber Visitor Center. So you can see the chat in here.
Okay. I want to give you some chamber operations updates because I think that that's really important. I know people have been really upset with the chamber, and because we have not had any directors since September of 2024. For 6 months, Amber Young, our president, was at the chamber full time. We've had 3 people at the chamber, mostly full 3 days a week since then. But I went to the board because I own a business. So I own a marketing company, but this is our slow time of the year because it's not all the events going on. And I said to them, I'm willing to go in and be the interim chamber manager until we hire somebody. And we're hoping in January to hire somebody. But I will be there Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. I think it's important that somebody's there. I think we need positivity for the chamber. And not being there is not a good look. And I think that that's been really disappointing how it looked to people. I mean, it hasn't been amazing, but I think that we are in such an amazing fiscal position compared to what we were a year ago. We've worked really, really hard as a board to bring back the chamber. And so I think that given the chance, you will see even more growth. We have an amazing new board coming on. 3 of the board members are 30 and under, which I love because they bring new energy, new ideas. Everybody on the board that is now going to be on the board knows we are not a voting board, we're a working board. So we need to get our hands dirty and do good things for our community. And if there's an event, they should be out there volunteering at it. And I think that's, where we're going from now. Our incoming president is Nick Carey from KO, KGY, and then I am behind him, and Brad Hooper is behind me as VP. And so I feel lucky to be in two of them because they're both awesome guys and they only want good for the community. I have been in the chamber office enough that I can tell you the kind of people that have been coming by. It's been really interesting. We had a lady come the other day and I actually recommended local hotels because she has family coming from out of town in January and she doesn't like to use the internet. And she drove by a hotel and she's like, it was scary because it's under construction. I said, well, firstly, if a hotel's under construction, that could be a really good thing. That means they probably have some really good things coming around. So you might want to check and see when their construction is done. But I gave her a list of all the hotels that were within a so many mile radius because she lives in Panorama City. And so we want them to be able to book something and feel comfortable. I wrote the phone numbers, the names, gave her brochures for the hotels that we had. We need more brochures for all the hotels. And they see hint, hint. There were only 2 that were in the office, so I just wrote everything down. We also hold a lot of meetings in the chamber. The Lacey Chamber Annual Golf Classic, Barbecue Festival, the Holiday Market. We'll probably have a new event coming soon. We have monthly committees, the board of directors, finance committee, ambassadors, military affairs, which is often outside the chamber, but government affairs, the Lacey Midtown Project, and Discover Lacey also all meet in the chamber. Do any of you know about Discover Lacey? You want me to kind of explain Discover Lacey? Right. So Discover Lacey started years ago with Celebrate Lacey. I believe it was when Lacey was turning 50. And then we just took that website because we all had all these people already liking it and changed it to Discover Lacey to be able to have an arm to promote events in the community. It isn't only chamber members. That is something people need to know. It's not all about the chamber at that point. It's about the community of Lacey. And we're planning on relaunching that in November 2025. We're going to reach back out to our community partners, including City of Lacey employees who were awesome. One of them was Ruth's daughter. It was just really fun. But I did speak to the web designers today, and they're going to be updating our website, making it more current for Discover Lacey. We'll be focusing on social media, community calendars, swag, and giveaways. I do have an idea for swag that I got at a trade show, and it's so cool. And it's this really cool water bottle like this, but it had all these white circles and it had for different things. So for this, it was states, but for this, for Lacey, I think it'd be really cool to have like parks or events or businesses. But we have to figure out how we want that to look, and that's where the committee needs to decide that. But then they come into the chamber, show us pictures from when they were there, and they get stickers. So it's kind of like a little passport around Lacey, and maybe pick 20 of them for this year. And then we have a new water bottle each year that comes out, and you can start, it can be a tradition as families to start collecting all these little stickers and promoting, exploring Lacey, because I think Lacey has a lot to offer. And then the Midtown Project is a new project that people from the city and Northwestern schools and Lacey have been working on, and it's really just promoting business and growth in the Midtown area. The Chamber of Commerce is in Midtown. It's going to be really cool once they get it up and going. It's so new. Like, they've got the logo. They are working on what their steps are, and then after that, they are coming back to talk to Rick Walk because they're working with Rick on this project. But it's just basically, to me, Midtown Project and Discover Lacey would be best friends.
we're gonna be promoting them together because they're both within Lacey, but they're both great ways that the chamber is trying to promote growth in the community. And then last but not least, our primary contact channels. I figured you'd want to know this. So we have people come in. When I'm there, generally I have about 3 visitors a day, not including committee meetings or the mailman. About twice a week, we have somebody from the drug rehab that's down the street. But I'll tell you, it's actually an opportunity, in my opinion, because they don't know what the Chamber of Commerce is. And I'm able to explain to them and tell them, like, when your business is growing, you know, when you decide to have a business, you have an opportunity to come here and grow. We also we mail out packets to people moving here and people planning a vacation here, and we get a ton of phone calls. And I only said it fast because I have 10 seconds. And I got the nod.
Questions from
You said you have 1,200 paid overnight stays. How did you measure that?
I measured that by guessing from the amount of phone calls. I kind of estimated based on phone calls that we're getting that are saying that they're coming to visit, or family members are coming to visit. And when they say overnight stays, let's say they're staying, oh, we're coming to stay for a week. So that's 7 stays to me, correct?
Okay.
So when are you gonna have paid, or can I ask this?
You can.
Paid full-time staff in the office? Because I've called personally.
No, I know.
And not anybody.
So they are actually, I told them they can pay me, but they're only allowed to pay me minimum wage because I have my own business. But I am committed to being in the office and not being gone. And I'm committed to staying there until they have the right fit hired. Because I don't want the chamber to fall.
Right.
I want it to survive. So we're just doing what we can. The great thing about being there is I'm able to go in and I've started to find like the members that have kind of fallen off, and I'm starting to reach out to them to see what can we do to get you to come back? What can we do to make things better for you? Because I think that the previous executive director did not value his chamber members, and I think that that's really important. People feel valued. Cape Town have a lot of targets with Festival too. Is there were sponsors, logos never showed up on stuff. So I'm doing a lot of repair work, but it's also really exciting because I know we're going in a good direction. And I don't know if you're allowed to ask that to answer me.
So you also said that you were reaching out to new residents in the community.
They call us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not calling people. That'd be I don't want to scare them away, but they come in all the time for maps. Maps are a big thing. In fact, we need to work on a map that's a really good map for Lacey. That is the biggest ask we get all the time. It's a really good map that's walkable. So there will be Discover Lacey.
Your Discover Lacey page now. I mean.
Who runs it?
Yeah, who does the updates?
So is there enough staff to maintain operations of the page?
So we actually have Corey from Pardaman. Corey from Pardaman.
Yeah.
He does that, but I also have my husband Dan is actually the one that created the page. So I have him do posts every once in a while for me. He's going to have a lot more coming up because if he's not busy, he's doing something. If I'm going to be working both jobs, so I think it's important that Discover Lacey is just special. It was really cool when it started, and we really bring it back to a cool thing. It was fun because we were able to look at maps and figure out when there were events, and I think it really needs to get back to that.
You said the center, and you do have a website as well, right?
The Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce website, right?
And Discover Lacey has a website.
Okay, but the visitor center you said on average is about 3 people per day. Okay, and that's, I would assume just people that aren't tax savvy that would prefer like a physical.
It's definitely
brochure
people
kind
that
of
are not tech savvy. Like
Gotcha.
I had somebody come in, I had to show them how to find their shoe repair store the other day. A lot of times they're wanting a walking map. They're wanting to know, are there any events coming? It definitely is the older, that's nice to say, more mature crowd that comes into the chamber.
to get information, but the younger people do call. They want, some people like physical maps. It's a
No,
thing.
I agree. At our hotel, it's very popular. You know, I'm just trying to weigh out, how, if maybe a brochure or something could accomplish that. Is there something more to the center than that? Than just giving people information if they come in?
They come in, they call, and we give them mail packets out for them with hotel offer, like the hotels that they ask for. We have brochures, maps for things that are coming up. We give them all sorts of stuff. They get all sorts of stuff in these packets, and we send those all over the United States.
Okay,
nice.
About 30 seconds. And there's a little coffee stand in there. So if they take a while, they can have a coffee and kind of mill around. They like to look at all the brochures and all the catalogs, and there's nothing that they can't take with them.
That's about our time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley.
So that concludes our scheduled presentations for the day. This committee is now ahead of schedule. If they would like to use some time to debrief, or we are scheduled to meet again on Thursday, the 16th, to go over funding recommendations and application considerations.
Okay.
Any remote comment, questions, concerns, Chad?
Sorry, finding buttons. It's kind of crazy. You'd think I'd be a professional by now. I do not at this time. I would love to get on the road if I can. So
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, we have reached the end of our agenda. And so if there's nothing further, I don't have any further comments from the committee. Seeing none, then I will call this meeting adjourned.